back to another episode of Our Last Leg. You got me, Johnny G, and my favorite co-host.
Oh, Nicky G.
Nice to see you guys again. Oh, man. We are at the end of the playoffs, damn near. We're entering the championship. I don't know if we'll probably put out an episode for the All-Star game or not really that much.
Depending on what kind of like props we get and what they do with it this year.
I'm going to go ahead and say if you do, touch the over, no matter what it is.
On everything.
Yeah, that's just how it really goes. Same with the NBA All-Star. That's around the corner too. Mm-hmm. It's actually here in our city. I might want to go to it. I don't know if I will, but also for that too, hit the over. No matter what it is, you'll be happy you do. But nonetheless, I want to make sure that we get this right out of the gate. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your family, friends. I know we haven't said it a bit in the last couple of episodes, but it really helps the algorithm. We're trying to get our numbers up, and we are more than happy to do this every single week with you guys.
You're goddamn right, Bubba.
So I think you just go straight right into the championship games. You want to bring us in?
Yeah. Let's start off with a quick little recap.
Oh boy. Crazy.
It was nutty, but I loved every second of it, man. I hate to say it, but it was great fucking football. It was great football.
Oh, yeah. I'll say as far as the Sunday games, more. But
yeah. I mean, that Niners and Packers game was great.
Actually, you're right. I take that back. I forgot how good that game was. And, bro, if you guys saw and if you guys listened, I really, really hope you guys did. Me and my boy popped off.
Oh, yeah.
There were so many caches that we gave you guys, and I really hope you followed with us. I will say there were a couple in there that I didn't even get to make myself, and if I did make them, I tied it with a parlay, which kind of screwed me over at the end. But if you guys took any of those that we said live, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, I cashed Ravens, -9, cha-ching. I had under 46.5, cha-ching. He had George Kittle anytime touchdown, cha-ching. He had 49ers money line.
And we had Baker freaking Mayfield. Not only over 7.5 rushing yards. We even said, and I listened back, I didn't mind if it was over 10 or 12 yards.
Yeah, and he hit.
Almost broke 20 yards.
I think he had 17.
Yeah,
something
so
like that.
The odds there must have been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we popped off, but we're ready to do it again this week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready to jump into it, baby.
Yeah, brother, bring it in.
All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and start off with we're going to do it backwards today. We're going to start with the game of the week. Even though there's only two, it's not very hard to decide. We have got the Chiefs at the Ravens. Chiefs going to the Ravens. Ravens sitting at -3.5 favorites at home. Over-under sitting at 44.5. Ravens are coming off of a glorious win that I 100% called, and they did exactly what I said they needed to do. They shut down CJ Stroud, kept him contained. They did a great job. They beat the Texans 34-10. Chiefs coming off of a win that
maybe shouldn't have happened.
Chiefs beat the Bills 30-27 due to a late missed field goal by Bass. Every kicker has their down days, but God, that's the one kick you have to make.
You know, and I got to stop you there before you continue with all this, too. And I'm sure you guys have had the same conversation just as me and my boy had and all of your families and friends, too. Should it have came down to Tyler Bass's field goal kick? Should it have came down to that close of a margin of a win on the Chiefs' end? There were so many drop passes by one of the best wide receivers in the game in the NFL league, Stephon Diggs.
Bad throws, though. A lot of bad throws.
There were a couple, but if you guys go back, and I swear on everything, if you guys go back to the final drive of the Buffalo Bills, third
I already know where you're going.
Third down, before Josh Allen decided to throw it deep into the end zone, right in front of him, Stephon Diggs was running a slant to his left side, wide fucking open. Even the commentators realized that. I saw it live. And if he would have threw it to him, they would have had a new set of downs. Now, whether at that point it would have been a field goal attempt on another set of 4 downs, could have been on Tyler Bass on that point. But right there, it should have been in a brand new set of 4 or another set of downs.
I agree.
And I think Allen may have possibly scored 3 touchdowns that game to push them into the championship we are now.
I don't think you're wrong, but at the end of the day, it did come down to you. There were so many other factors, though. The Bills didn't lose that game because of Bass.
I agree. 100% I agree.
He should have made that. 100%. You should have been out there practicing nonstop. knowing it was bad conditions. And I'll give it to him. That was a great kick. That wind fucked him something.
Yeah, bro.
Fierce.
Wide right. Those words haunt Buffalo. And after everything they did, not only their own fans shoveling the snow to see the team that they wanted to see the most enter the championship, finally break that losing streak of 0-2 against the Chiefs. Something about, and it wasn't even Mahomes' magic. It really freaking wasn't. Bro. No, it really wasn't. It was a Mahomes miracle, and it wasn't even.
I like that.
Really
I like that.
And I made that right off the gun. But a Mahomes miracle, not even on his point. I swear, I bet in his head he was praying for that kick to miss. The whole stadium was shook. I was shook watching the game live. I imagine you were too. I feel for Tyler Bass. I truly, truly do. He actually deactivated his social medias.
He was getting death threats and shit.
Threats. So it sucks. You take a hard toll, not only as a kicker, but any responsible player to make the offensive score that would push their team into the playoffs or overtime. Again, it wouldn't have won them the game. It would have pushed them to overtime, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, again, we wouldn't know what happened at that point. But the new rule could have kicked in.
Exactly. The one that Josh Allen bitched about.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Those are my little thoughts, but continue.
No. I agree with you 100% on all that.
Yeah.
All
right
that.
Right on.
We will definitely see the Bills in the playoffs again next year. They're still going to be there.
But will we see Stephon Diggs there, Because I think his contract's up.
If it is, I think he re-signs for 1 year. If it's not, then I think he stays. He loves Josh Allen.
I think if he leaves, he goes to Chicago because what you said, I think 2 episodes ago, with the draft coming in, I could see Marvin Harrison Jr. Going to the Chicago Bears if they do draft him, and they better. And if they do, that's 2 badass wide receivers on one team. Justin Fields will finally have someone to throw it to, so I could see that happening. Again, I'm not saying that will happen, but I could see it.
There is not a chance that he goes to the Bears, bro. No
Just
way.
because he wants to win a ring that bad?
Yeah, I mean, he's already on a Super Bowl contending team. There's no way he's going to a rebuild.
What would you do if he went to the Chiefs?
I'd bet at the beginning of the season for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
I would hate the fuck out of him if he went to the Chiefs. I'm like, bro, you were the biggest fucking hypocrite I could even.
Kevin Durant of football.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't even fathom that. I would. Not that I have that much respect for the guy. He's a badass, but the numbers he's put up this year, he's actually put up similar receptions to Shakir, which is a rookie, I believe.
Yeah.
And Shakir has more yards. Granted, Stephon Diggs and very popular wide receivers like St. Brown and yada yada, Mike Evans, they draw that attention for that safety to bring him in. So I guess if you utilize him at that point, but if he brings in that much coverage, why would Josh Allen continue to throw that many targets to him when he could have passed it to anyone else? Again, maybe I'm dwelling so much on that game because I really believed that, and we both said it on the pod, that the Bills were going to win this game, and they didn't. I'm still hard.
Yeah, we both had the Bills.
Yeah.
That was fucked up. I really thought it was their year.
We would have had a clean slate if that would have went through, but it didn't.
I would have missed on the Niners game. I would have missed on that one.
You did?
On the over-under.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we brought who was going to progress. And another thing, I guess, one last little detail. You've been saying it all season long as far as the Eagles slipping fucking by.
Yeah.
I really believe that the Chiefs are no different than the Eagles at this point.
When it comes to the way they win games, yes, correct.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Bills are a formidable opponent. But when it comes down to it, all that matters is that the Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship game for, I think it's like the
fifth
straight time in a row.
And it's Mahomes. He has never, since his rookie debut, he has never, ever not been in the AFC. AFC, right?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
AFC Championship since he started in the NFL. That is mind-blowing. It really, really is. And another thing about Mahomes, him and Kelsey both broke a record for the most duo tight end touchdowns between Tom Brady. The GOAT Tom Brady and our boy Gronkowski. So that's pretty. That was honestly, I'm surprised you and I didn't come up with that when we were giving out the picks.
Yeah, that was.
But I will say, if I knew that stat before that pod that we recorded last week,
I'd take Kelsey for a tutty. I would have said all day.
I didn't know it was that close.
Fucking two.
Speaking of Kelsey, The brother, Jason?
Yeah.
That dude was having the time of his life.
Yeah,
in that
he
booth.
did.
He
Yeah, he
is
did.
a man of the people. I really love the enthusiasm he was bringing in and going into, obviously, Buffalo Bills Stadium. He really interacted with every person there around that surrounding area, whether it was a Chiefs fan or a Bills fan. He even carried a little girl up there
Yeah,
say
to
hi
meet
Taylor
Taylor,
Swift.
yeah.
That was pretty dope. So props to you, Jason, if you ever see this. But I really
Enjoy retirement.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the whole entire environment, the whole scene of NFL, and just the fan base. It really was nice. It really was.
All that shit's so fun to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's get back to it.
Sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. That's why this is a great thing about this show. We go off on
you guys. We're
tangents.
feeling it. It's all on the table here for you guys. Go ahead,
You
brother.
guys were thinking it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Reminder, Chiefs at Ravens. Ravens -3.5, over-under sitting at 44.5. In my opinion, both of these quarterbacks are MVP caliber. Both have won MVPs.
Yes, sir.
They are absolute fucking dogs. And this is the two best teams in the AFC playing each other.
Yeah.
Even if
Yes, sir.
if somebody else would have made it in, I still would have said the Ravens and the Chiefs are the best teams in the AFC. The thing that is going to make this such a good game is going to be the fact that these coaching staffs are off the fucking charts, dude. Off the charts. Steve Spagnuolo, Andy Reid, John Harbaugh and company.
Andy Reid.
And, I mean, the list goes on and on of all their accolades. It's going to be a really, really good game just from a coaching perspective. Another thing is that both these defenses are playing fairly good. I mean, they didn't let the Bills see the end zone again, did they, in the second half?
No.
I don't think so.
That's why they couldn't score.
So great halftime adjustments by both teams. Ravens were tied up with the Texans 10-10 at halftime, came back out, didn't let them fucking score again, not even a field goal.
Which fucked us a little bit, but yeah. I'm sure you guys too. I'm sure not only you guys, we did too. Who did not have CJ Stroud one passing touchdown? Who? You tell me. Go ahead.
I did say on the last episode, though, last time they played, he got 0 as well.
You did.
So, I mean, if you took that little tidbit, good job. We didn't even listen to our own fucking advice.
Yeah.
No matter who wins, it's going to be a battle of the absolute fucking best. One thing that the Chiefs are going to struggle with against is this Ravens offense. It is not a bit. It's not the Bills offense. Okay. Josh Allen's good. Lamar's great. All right. Ravens averaged 156 rushing yards per game in the regular season. Led the NFL in that, by the way, which I did not think they would have. I thought it might have been the Dolphins, a couple other teams in there, but no, it was the Ravens at 156 yards a game rushing. Damn. And then against the fucking Texans, they got 229. Beat the living shit out of them.
Yeah.
Lamar, he went absolutely off. I think he threw for 2, ran for 100 fucking yards, 0 interceptions. Man is a dog, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Absolute fucking dog. It's Flock Nation over here.
If this season didn't describe or show, or he didn't try his best to show why he deserves his MVP, like even that last game alone, you can genuinely see this dude clearly fucking deserves it. This dude broke 100 yards alone, or almost 100, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he broke 100.
Yeah, gnarly. So, like what you said, to piggyback on what he said, he actually called it from the very beginning of the season. Again, I know we've touched a little bit on him calling that pick from the beginning, and I didn't even listen to it. I really didn't even think I think he was going to be a contender up there, but I didn't think he was going to win the whole shebang. But that's a little bit of a bigger cash, and honestly, the biggest steal of the season, if anyone ever locked that in.
Yeah. So far in these playoffs, Ravens are looking good. But CJ Stroud, I give you your flowers because I'm shocked you even made it this far, dude, to be honest.
I think everyone did a little bit.
Hats off to you, though. You know, you guys played great, but not great enough. CJ Stroud, he played good ball. He doesn't play great ball like Mahomes did. Fucking Mahomes, man. Yeah. We're talking about playoff Patrick. I just thought of that one. I like it.
Yeah. We're a bunch of
Look at us.
There, yeah.
Look at us.
Singer.
We both graduated etymology. Actually, that doesn't even apply. Never mind. In the playoffs, so far, Mahomes has thrown for 477 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That is a great fucking stat.
Yep.
He is 13-3 in his playoff career, bro. That's fucking crazy. Not to mention how him and his receiving core finally fucking clicked. Finally. I know we've talked about it before. I know we're saying that again, but like we are right on the money with this shit, y'all.
Yup.
He finally was on the same page with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Finally.
Yeah, bro. That was a dude that I never think was ever going to catch a fucking ball.
Me either. And
That's right.
he caught two of the most beautiful dimes, like over the back shoulder, pain in the ass to catch.
Yep.
Beautiful. He did great. That was one of the biggest flaws with the Chiefs so far this season, is that everybody doesn't seem to be on the same page, let alone reading the same fucking book. But now they are, and now they're humming. Now it's going to be a fucking problem, okay? It's kind of crazy to think about the fact that Mahomes he's the old guy in the NFL now. You know, I think it's like his 8th year or something like that.
Yep.
And I don't even think he's 30 years old. You know, if so, he is 30 at the oldest. And that is the old man quarterback of the league. He's the new Brady. Everybody wants him to fuck out. Nobody wants to see him in the Super Bowl. Nobody wants to see him in the playoffs win. And that's for damn sure.
Yeah. I'm one of them.
Out of Mahomes' entire career against Lamar, can you guess how many times Mahomes has won out of 4 games?
Against Lamar?
Yeah.
Can you give me how many games they've played?
4.
Oh, out of 4?
Yeah.
I'll go with 1.
They've won 3 out of the 4 against the Ravens.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's a pretty important stat, honestly.
Yes. And so here is my favorite player prop of the entire weekend.
All right.
Patrick Mahomes, every time he has played the Ravens or played Lamar in his career, he has thrown for over 340 yards every single fucking game.
Wow.
Every game. So if you're ballsy, take him at 325. If you want to play it safe, take him at 3. If you just want to add it for a leg, take him at 275, because I would pull up what his yards are at right now.
I already did, because I was wanting to touch base on that. The reason I dropped my jaw, if you saw, was because earlier today I was at work and I just love looking at lines and change over the week, whatever. The line right now for him sits at 243.5. And this boy just said 300.
Over.
If you take him straight on 300, that is already alone plus 320.
What's he at for plus 325?
325. I'll hit the show all on FanDuel if you got it. Plus 580. 350 plus 920.
So
that you could make a ladder out of this.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking idea. Look at this. We're just fucking yin and yang today. My God. So yeah, take that information. Do not fucking forget it, because I am 100% betting that straight up. Like John said, I'm actually going to do that as a ladder, a unit on every single one. And if they all cash, that's a fucking great payday, guys. That's a great payday.
Yes, sir.
Lamar's a great player, but he has not been in a game of this magnitude. You know, AFC Championship against the defending Super Bowl champions. It's going to be a great game, but I think Mahomes is due to be humbled. Mahomes is what's happening. Give me the Ravens money line. Chiefs to cover the spread plus 3.5, but over 44.5. Ravens money line. If you don't like that, take the Chiefs plus 3.5 and over 44.5. I
kind of do have to agree with the over. Usually, it's closer out to the playoff games, and let alone the championship. It comes very, very finicky, because both ends, I think, fear so much that they want to play very, very passive aggressive. They're scared to throw the balls deep, and if they do, they're banking more on a pass interference than actually the receivers, especially Mahomes, because he's only got so many that are able to catch these balls. Hence why he said Scantling. He caught these absolutely clutch 2 catches. But the dude, if you go back and even look in the stat sheet, he doesn't catch that many. And if they do, they're really long and deep. But just going back to the player prop side of things, I absolutely condone the passing yards on Mahomes. I already like the over on the 242, which frankly I find very low, let alone in this far into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So with him saying that, with the past records against the Ravens, that is an absolutely good consideration to put on your slips. The other 2 I wanted to touch on, maybe even 3. Lamar Jackson has obviously been one of the top QBs to make rushing touchdowns. I think he had about 5 or 6 throughout the entire season.
Yeah, he popped off early at the beginning of the year, and then they really, really were gun shy to do it. Yeah. But it was smart, because I think a lot of teams were expecting it all the time, you know?
Yeah.
I'd expect Lamar for a rushing touchdown over Jalen for a rushing touchdown. You know, just because of the speed factor, but continue.
No, you're absolutely right. And I guess if you're trying to bring into like throwing people off, we thought, and I'll admit it, we both put Gus Edwards for an anytime touchdown. We were actually this close to putting Lamar Jackson on our bet slip that we created together, but we didn't really think so. We kind of bit a little bullet that sucked because he actually ended up making 2 on his own, just as Josh Allen also made 2 on his own the same week. I think we see one more Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown against the Chiefs because he wants to show off who is the better quarterback in this game. We are tired of hearing Mahomes. I'm not even a Ravens fan, but I am sure you guys are done seeing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs making the playoffs for 5 consecutive fucking years. So give me an anytime touchdown of the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, buddy.
I absolutely love that. Along with the Ravens, I got one more for you. This guy obviously loves to be the spotlight. We've said it
I already know where you're going.
a long time ago on this pod. So right now his line is at 22.5. If you put him on 25, it's already in the plus money. If you want to take him on the over more than 25, up to you. But I think this is an absolute lock. We tickled on it a little bit on the last one, but we didn't put it in there. We just said we could see it. We didn't stay on it. This is the one. This is the one that he's going to throw it right to him. Give me OBJ receiving yards, 22 and a half yards. I'm not going to say give me a tutty. This dude's going to touch the ball a couple times. He's going to break that line. Frankly, I could see him breaking it the first quarter or his first catch. I really, really do. Yeah. Lamar Jackson doesn't like throwing the ball too much, but he's building a rhythm. And he's going to build a rhythm to one of the most spotlight players on his team, OBJ.
You goddamn right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to touch a little bit on this one more time.
Go for it.
Isaiah Pacheco. We all love him. This dude's a stud. This dude runs like a train. Truly does. Like he's angry all the time. The commentators say it. I want to take him on his rushing. It's a little high for me. I'm not saying I can't expect it from him, but I think Mahomes is learning to dish it to him with a lot more screens and a lot other side plays. I like Isaiah Pacheco for over 15.5 receiving. Now that one is my 3rd top player prop of the game. I'm not saying I love it, but I do like it enough to possibly bet it. If you guys don't want to tail it, I don't blame you. But that one, the line is low. But for someone who gets the ball and touches it that much, can you really knock me for it? Can you really knock me for it?
What's his line at for rushing, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. So I'll pull it up right now. I'm on FanDuel, by the way. I don't know what you guys use.
Yeah, because, Pacheco last week, 15 for 97, 24 for 89, 18 for 130. His line is currently sitting at 66.5. Mm-hmm. I like playoff Pacheco.
We did see that he injured his toe a little bit or something
I just read. He said he should be fine. He'll be good to go for game day. He'll wrap that motherfucker up.
Yes, sir.
Give me Pacheco over 60 yards.
You do?
Yeah. I don't think that's asking too much for a guy that's an elite running back. That's 15 yards a quarter.
How many are we doing?
Not outlandish.
And how experienced do you know as far as the Ravens rushing defense side of it?
The Ravens rushing defense isn't bad, but it could be better. This isn't the same defense though that Mahomes has been playing his entire fucking career so far. They're top tier. I think they're so finely tuned right now. Last week Singletary 9 for 22. That's fucking atrocious. We're not going to count the Steelers game. Let's go to the Dolphins where they absolutely annihilated them. Chain got 14 for 107. And I feel like those aren't garbage time yards because in garbage time too it was chucking the fucking ball. We threw it 38 times that game. They seem to be a little hit or miss when they played the 49ers.
Oh, that's a good one right here.
McCaffrey got 14 carries for 103 yards.
A lot.
But they also pulled away on him very quickly. It was like 33-19. Let's see, at halftime it was 16-12, and then they dropped 17 points on their head with no answer in the third quarter. So it looks like they make good halftime adjustments against the run game. So we're really, if we're banking on that, you kind of want Pacheco for about 40 in the first half minimum, and it cannot be a blowout, which I don't think it will be. I think this game's going to be within one score.
And if the Chiefs are down, one thing that we come to realize, like for example, Baker Mayfield, we called it last week. If they are down, we are more likely to see more rushing on the quarterback's end. Right now, I'm just taking a peek at it. I'm not something I might put on my slip or not, but Patrick Mahomes 25.5. You liking that over?
for 25.5 rushing.
Yeah. You know, he really does like to run it
Man.
and get out of bounds. So that's something I've come to see on his games over the years. I can see it. I'm not saying I love it, but I can't see it.
I mean, I can definitely see it happening.
But he doesn't. He barely hits that line, though. I will say.
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
sure.
it's really every other game. When he played Buffalo, 6 for 19, Miami 2 for 41, Cincinnati 4 for 2. He didn't really need to run at that game, though. He was more focused on passing. Against Vegas, he ran it 10 times for 53 yards, and I think that's because his pocket collapsed very quickly with Max Crosby out there.
Good point. That's a good point.
The Ravens' edge rushers very well could do that, but I think blitzing Patrick Mahomes is one of the dumbest fucking things you can do in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
He has the best stats against every other quarterback in the NFL when it comes to being blitzed. He has more completions. He knows how to. He'll wait for you to get right next to him. Step up in the pocket. Boom. You're laying on your ass. He just bought another 3.5 seconds. You know, I will not blitz Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. I'm keeping a quarterback contained. You know, just keeping one linebacker watching him, cover in the middle of the field. Don't let the cross routes fly by. And I think you're able to beat Mahomes.
I think you're better off, like you said, not even trying to get to the sack. Just let him feel the pressure. Mm-hmm. But it's not that I don't believe in Mahomes. I don't believe in his wide receivers to catch the ball unless it's Kelsey, because no one is going to catch that ball. I assure you that. But that really just brings me to it. If I had to pick anyone who's going to come out of this game, I actually agree with the Ravens ML, but I think it's going to be more than that. The way the Bills brought it that close, I like the Ravens by -3. Maybe 2.5. It ends right there.
No shit. Okay.
I really do. I really do. I'm tired of seeing them slip by. I really don't think they will. I am very, very, very adamant that they will finally not make this. Obviously, they haven't made the Super Bowl that much, but they're not going to get the Super Bowl this year. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not.
I mean, I made my futures bet a while ago was 49ers against the Ravens in the Super Bowl. So
you did?
Yeah, I'm banking on that.
Oh,
and I'm just banking on my favorite team to finally get the fucking respect they're due. Lamar, you got to get us in there, baby.
He's got it. All right. Is there anything else you want to touch on this?
No, I think I'm good on this game.
All right.
We milked the fucking cow on this one.
We did. All right. I think that brings us to our next game, Lions at San Francisco 49ers. The over and under is sitting at 50.5, and it's favoring the 49ers at -7 even. That's an interesting spread. So I don't know as far as the statistics go, but that's why we got Nicky G here.
Yeah, so here we go. 49ers coming off of a fuck Dak Prescott. He's a regular season king, but a playoff prince. 49ers coming off of a very squeaky win against those Green Bay Packers, 24-21, barely got by. Lions coming off of a tough win against a tough team. They beat the Buccaneers at home, 31-23. That was a very beautifully scrappy game. I loved every fucking second of it. Lions are going to be playing their first game of the year in the playoffs on the road, on the opposite side of the fucking country. This is going to be a huge red flag for me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
They have barely beat the Rams by less than a score. Mm-hmm. They have beat the Buccaneers by less than a score. Mm-hmm. Both at home. It's going to be tough to do on the road.
It is.
But I'm not done yet. I like this Lions team. I really like this fucking Lions team. But boy, are they in for a world of fucking hurt, because, you know, the one person that will find this game more difficult than anybody else.
What's up? Who?
Jared Goff. Jared fucking Goff is going to have a nightmare of a fucking day. You got Nick Bosa on one end, Chase Young on the other. It is going to be rough. Jared Goff is not a scrambler. He might roll out, but he ain't running. You know, if it is, it's maybe for a yard or two. Right. And it is not a design play, I can tell you that much. These Lions, tough, very tough. And another thing that we need to pay attention to, betting-wise, when it comes to the spread, Lions are the best team against the spread all year long.
That's good.
They have not covered the spread only 6 times. So they've covered 13, and that's including the playoffs. So they covered 13 times this year.
That's pretty good.
That's really fucking good. They're 2-1 against the spread when when they are an underdog. They're 2-1. Those 3 teams they were underdogs on: Chiefs, Ravens, Cowboys. The only team they did not cover against, Ravens.
Of course.
They beat the shit out of them, like 36-9. It was fucking brutal. But yeah, they're 2-1 against the big dogs when being an underdog. Okay.
Yep.
So +7 is not outlandish for the Lions to cover whatsoever. Detroit right now kind of feels like almost like a Cinderella story.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
Like
at this point, yeah.
You know, you've got this team that's had a fire lit under their ass since the beginning of the year. They opened their season by beating the Super Bowl champs. That's fucking impressive. And to me, they've only gotten better throughout the year.
Oh, I remember that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were in the Florida Keys. Oh, my God. Shit-faced. I could have swore the Chiefs were going to fucking win.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, that one was bad. Yeah. That was when my fries tasted like
And that was the best shit. And that was one because, like, on the pod, if I recall, if you guys saw it, we both actually banged on the Chiefs winning that game.
And I think you hedged, didn't you?
I was just pretty damn drunk. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm
rooting for the Lions
to win. I think the Lions are going to win this. I'm like, I like the +4, but I think they win. And lo and behold, they did.
I think it was like 22-21.
It was something so close. But
that was a long night.
Yeah. And continue.
Yeah. So, you know, the Lions, they beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead, first game of the year.
Yeah.
That's fucking impressive.
That's a statement.
That means something.
That's a statement.
Correct. That's a statement. 100%. They played the Chiefs, beat them. If the Lions want success, they have got to come out and score early. They need to be up 14-0. But they have to score twice before they let the 49ers in the end zone.
Yep.
The 49ers can be scrappy from down 14-0. Lions go down 14-0 before halftime, and the 49ers get the ball at half or something like that. It's not going to be good. It is not going to be good. Kyle Shanahan, he's a very strategic coach. Campbell's kind of like, you know, get the fuck out there and do your fucking job.
Yeah.
Be a man and go win this football game.
Oh, yeah. Hard ass for sure.
I love him, though.
I will say that Shanahan is a lot more lenient when it comes to Brock Purdy and anyone else. But obviously the coach on the Lions, he's more of a very intense and mind-boggling guy that makes sure that his statement and his presence is known, not only on himself, but obviously his players. He wants to hype them up, pump them up, make sure, hey, we're locked in. We are going to come out with a dub no matter what, no matter how, and no matter when. We're going to come out, even if it's late or even if it's way at the beginning of the game. It's never really that close. Granted, again, like you mentioned, that game against the Buccaneers probably shouldn't have come that close, even the one prior. But against the spread, a 7.5, I guess maybe right now it's a little bit too early for me to say, but from a little research that I did before the pod I did look at the rushing and defense on both ends. As far as rank, who do you think has a better rushing defense against the two?
You would think the 49ers.
You would think the 49ers.
I'm assuming I'm wrong, though.
And you are absolutely wrong. So the Detroit Lions actually are only one rank higher in the rushing defense against the 49ers, where the 49ers only have really one good running back in the NFL league, that being Christian McCaffrey. We touch on him every week or as much as we can when it's necessary. But the thing about the Detroit Lions, they have two good running backs.
Yeah, you're very right. Yeah,
they got
Aaron Jones dropped 108 on their head.
That is one. Exactly. But as far as the two are Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery. I will say Jamar Gibbs is definitely that one to kind of get very quick in yardage as far as distance. Now, if you want to pile drive through, that's David Montgomery.
Yep.
That's as to why his touchdown stats are so high is because when they give it to him within the 10 or 5 yard line, he can make it happen. But if they can pull and keep Christian McCaffrey tight and locked in, just like you brought it up with Aaron Jones, why can't
you beat me
Detroit
to
Lions
it?
do this
You
thing?
literally beat me to it. I had that written down.
Go ahead, brother. Go
No,
ahead.
no, you're fine, man.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I think if you shut down CMC,
Yes, sir.
you know what? Give me just a minute. I'm going to touch on that. So let's roll into this 49ers team.
Bring it.
They are on a goddamn warpath, okay? They got the shit kicked out of them against the Ravens.
Yeah.
They come off of a bye week and beat the fucking Packers by 3 points. By 3 points.
A little tight.
This is a Super Bowl champion team. There's no fucking way That like I just don't see it right now. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong, but to only beat the Packers by 3, you'd think that they would have made it,
bro.
because I even said this is a statement game for them. You know, you just lost to the Ravens, bad, and you know you're a possible matchup in the Super Bowl, and you come out and only beat them by 3.
Yeah.
So is that simply because Debo went out?
Yeah,
No,
which is sad.
which
like you
I
say,
didn't like to see.
And you say it all the time. Should any NFL team ever come down to only one person being out,
Excluding a quarterback.
Exactly, excluding the quarterback, should it ever come down to that point? No. Continue.
No, I agree 100%. With Debo going out, that really fucked him up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these are going to be the two key components.
Yep.
Thank you. To the 49ers having success in this game. And one of them is going to be, is Debo healthy? He has to be healthy for this team to be elite, or else they're just out there guarding, you know, fucking Humper Dinkle dude. You know, they have no idea who he is because it's not Debo. They have no problem covering him because they've been training for Debo all week. You know what I mean? And then the other thing is going to be exactly what John touched on, is shutting Christian McCaffrey down. In my opinion, the Packers did it. They held him to under 100 yards. He did score 2 touchdowns, but that's like the same situation with Montgomery.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
you march downfield
Yes,
with
sir.
the pass and then just let him dart you one in real quick.
But this dude is so good. He can find a hole just as much
He
as
is
Marcus.
so-
If you guys
so
saw it,
good.
This dude did it from the 40-yard line, I think, if I remember the last game, and he made it right through. So Montgomery has obviously the power to do so. I'll say if he gets down, someone might catch up to the dude. The hardest part is bringing him down because he's so fucking big. You know, so that's really what it just comes
Yeah, I mean,
down to.
he's a fucking unit, but you shut down Christian McCaffrey, you shut down the play action, which is one of the 49ers, like, big play, fuck you over real quick, like one of their play calls. If they can get, 3 runs to McCaffrey off and they're on a first down, best believe Purdy's dropping back, heading to CMC, yanking it back, and guess what? Everybody just bit a little bit.
Yep.
And now they just got, an extra foot of separation, and Purdy can find his fucking guy.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the Packers did a good job, in my opinion. You'll never be able to completely eliminate McCaffrey, ever.
Yeah.
But holding him to under 100 yards, to me, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a fucking win, because he carried it 17 times for less than 100 yards. When he played the Seahawks, I think he carried 15 times for almost 150. So, that 50 yards makes a huge difference, because if he would have broke for one, it wouldn't have been winning by a field goal. It would have been winning by 10 points instead of 3, because McCaffrey would have got in there. But let's go ahead and get to the man of the hour, which is going to be Mr. Irrelevant, Mr. Last Draft Pick, Brock fucking Purdy. This guy is playing good football, John. Yeah. Good football. Now, I know what we've been saying all year. I've been saying it all year. If there's a fucking pizza made inside of his house and he's holding the picture, guess who put all the toppings on? George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey. The list goes on and on. I do not disagree with the statement that he is a good system quarterback. He fits that system well. Because if you want to sit here and say that Brock Purdy is elite, go put him on the goddamn fucking Titans. Go put him on the Colts.
Yeah.
Show me how elite you really are.
I agree with you.
He is not an elite quarterback. He is probably the best system quarterback in the NFL.
He's a very good placeholder for anyone who's obviously trying to improve on their team. Again, I think we said it back and over again. He's a good system quarterback where his team around him makes him look better than what he really is. I'm not saying he's fucking horrendous, because he's not. But the team that he has and the weaponry and armory that he has around him in his arsenal is immaculate. Immaculate. We've touched on it. We're not going to go over it again, but I agree with you 100%.
But just to be clear, I am not shitting on this man.
Neither am I.
I'll tell you
I'm
right now.
At the end of the day.
I'll tell you right now. Jimmy Garoppolo's not making it this far with this team.
Nope.
That's a fucking fact.
I don't care what team you put him on.
So give Purdy his flowers. He deserves it. Garoppolo, not a fucking chance they make it this far. I'm sorry, but they don't.
Yeah.
I don't care if you say you can put any quarterback behind that center and they do just as good. No fucking way.
They got him to he got him to the playoffs, I think, if I remember, but that was about it, right? It ended there.
Yeah.
First round, I think.
Yes, but if you keep Purdy at the helm,
Oh, no.
they're going to be here for the next 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
That young, too.
They definitely would have missed with
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo a couple times.
100%.
So I like Purdy for that. He's got his work cut out for him, though, because not only is Jared Goff going to be the one getting fucked up, okay? Brock Purdy has to deal with a big motherfucker with a 9 and a 7 on his chest, and we're talking about Aiden Hutchinson right now. That is a scary fucking dude. He kind of reminds me of Robert Freeney a little bit. Robert Mathis. Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. Dwight was a little bit bigger, but Freeney was kind of the...
Man,
Freeney,
you're going
Mathis,
way back. You're going
Jesus
way back.
Christ.
Yeah.
Robert Mathis. He reminds me of him. The way he's able to get through that line. Now, the one thing that's going to be interesting is that I'm pretty sure Purdy's right-handed. So I covered this earlier in the year.
You do.
You know, with blind sides, but he's going to be coming right at him because Aiden's on the right side. If you're Purdy at the helm on offense, Aiden's coming in on your right. He is going to have to roll out. But what's going to cause that is when now he's running with his back to him. Guess where his throwing hand is? In front of him.
Yeah.
Now he has to turn back around, readjust. So if you're able to shut down McCaffrey, you're able to keep Purdy rolling out. You're going to fucking go to the Super Bowl, Lions. You will be in the Super Bowl. If you can do that every fucking play, you have to be on your A game.
It's good analysis.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to say something. My bad.
No. Go ahead. I like where this is going.
All right. So, I mean, we're going to get there. Brock, like you said, he's got his work cut out for him, but this Lions team, they don't have their eyes on an NFC championship. They have their eyes on a fucking Lombardi trophy right now. Okay. It has been, what was it? Let me check. Yeah. 1957, the last time the Lions won a championship. That was the statistic
I was trying to throw in there when you told me about the whole Cinderella story. They took 30 years, I believe, on the dot
to win a playoff
game. The first round of the playoff game, and it was 1957.
Last time they won a championship.
70 to 80 years.
Yeah.
So
this is their first championship game in over 70 years.
That is fucking insane.
7
if that
decades.
Is not more of a Cinderella story, I don't know what is. And
Yeah.
I remember I touched a little bit about saying that Detroit Lions are an underdog. Yeah, historically, in this case, that's what it is. But if you look at the last 4 teams too to bet on to win the whole shebang, Detroit Lions are number 4 too.
Huh.
Yeah, believe that. I didn't think
Oh,
that.
shit.
Yeah. Anyway, continue. That was
I don't know. Can the Lions beat the 49ers? 100%.
Can they?
Can they?
Can they?
Yes. Will they?
Man.
Oh, God, I don't think so.
I know what you said on the last game, and I didn't want to cut them off because you guys may, if I cut it or not. When you said, let's skip to the game of the week, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I do want to, I'm going to watch both no matter what. The Ravens against the Chiefs.
Oh, you like this for your game of the week?
This is going on the wrong net. This is going on the wrong net. This, to me, is the game of the week.
Oh, shit.
Bro, it is. And the way you've been just saying it. I mean, if you guys aren't listening to the stats that this guy is throwing on the pod, rewind it. Rewind it. I mean, it really is. And like you say, every single time after time, who does not root for the underdog? Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I am rooting for the Lions.
100%.
I am rooting for the 49ers because I
From a gambling perspective?
From a gambling perspective. From my gambling perspective. If you want my take even before you're done, do you want me to tell you now or when you're done?
Well, I'm about to give you mine right now. Can the Lions beat the 49ers 100%? Will they beat them? No, they will not. But I do like the Lions plus 7.5.
Oh, yeah, man.
The line is at 6.5 favoring the 49ers. You know what? I'm going to bump it up to 8.5 in case they go for a 2-pointer. And then that way they'll be down by, yeah. So give me the Lions plus 8.5 and give me over 50.5.
So I'm going to throw a weird one at you because it kind of supports what he says. Can the Lions beat, the 49ers? Can they? Yes. Will they? I don't know. But the parlay that I made on the spot and I love it, and I'm going to say it. This guy has been on the come up as far as a wide receiver on the Detroit Lions armory. We are always accustomed to seeing St. Brown, Laporta, who's still slowly recovering back from an injury. And honestly, the way he's been playing the last game, it honestly didn't even seem like he was injured, frankly.
Old JR? You bringing up old JR?
I'm bringing JR. Josh Reynolds. He has talked about him a couple of times. He is on the come up just as much as Shakir from the Buffalo Bills are. His line right now sits at 36.5. I think the way he played last game is going to be similar to the way he plays this game. Take him at 25 receiving yards and then give me the Lions plus 10.
Lions
just
plus 10.
in case it comes to a touchdown and a field goal. And that puts you in the plus money. I don't know what it is. But those are the two. If I could lock those two legs in, I really like it. I really do. If the Lions are going it's going to be tight. If the Lions somehow come close to beating the 49ers, it's going to be really, really, really close. I should probably be taking something along the lines of McCaffrey and Debo and Kittle putting outstanding numbers. But I think the Lions are going to keep it so tight that I don't think it's going to come close to just 7. I can see 5 or 4. But on a gambling perspective, I need to take it in a gambling perspective more than a heartful perspective. I'm going to say the Lions plus 10 and give me Josh Reynolds at 25 receiving yards because I think he's coming up. I really do.
I like that.
I really do.
I like that. Josh Reynolds, he's really picked up his productivity. Productivity?
Yeah, productivity.
Yeah. I like that better.
Yeah.
He's playing great fucking football, and I'm cooking one up real quick. And I honest to God, I really fucking like it, and I think everybody else will too.
Now you're getting a playoff Nicky G SGP out here.
Yeah, we're just going to go with 3 legs real quick. Go ahead and give me McCaffrey for over 80. Like I said, you're not going to be able to stop him, but you can slow him down. You're not going to be able to eliminate him from the game, but you can take out certain factors that the 49ers are banking on from McCaffrey. McCaffrey over 80 yards. Josh Reynolds, I think he has a great game because I truly believe the 49ers are going to completely surround Amon-Ra St. Brown. Give me Reynolds for 3 catches.
Receptions, I like that.
Yeah. And they go ahead and give me Jahmyr Gibbs for over 25 receiving yards.
I like that too.
He had 4 catches for 40 yards, bro. I think they're finding out that he is a receiving back as well. Montgomery,
so fast.
It's kind of like a Pollard and Zeke situation.
Yes,
except Jahmyr Gibbs is way better, way more athletic, way faster. So go ahead and give me that. That's sitting at plus 405, y'all. 405. Those are great fucking odds for only 3 legs. Come on now. Now, don't get me wrong. The Josh Reynolds one is amazing too. I would even take him over on his regular line if you don't like that. But the 25, that's the safest fucking bet you can get because that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lock.
I
tried to make a lock, but I made a heart.
No, yeah, it's good. I like it. I like it. I'm going to go with half of the odds of what he chose. I gave you 2 legs of them already. Detroit Lions plus 10.5. Josh Reynolds, 25 yards alternate on FanDuel. And McCaffrey for 25 receiving yards. That puts you at plus 192. That's what I like. Again, you can feel free to ride either or. I love both, honestly, equally. Frankly, his odds make more sense, so I don't blame you for going with his.
The Josh 3 catches is a little tough, but I think he gets it. I genuinely believe. I genuinely believe.
I agree. I agree that same way too, because the fact that you said Amon-Ra St. Brown is always going to be drawing that attention, so he needs to look out for the receivers that'll be open.
Yeah.
So why not?
And, I mean, if you're feeling froggy, you can just drop McCaffrey for 100 and then get rid of Reynolds for the 3 receptions, and you still have great odds, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's about it. Do you have any other parlays for us or anything else for the fans?
Let me go ahead and throw this together real quick.
While you do,
go for it. There
was one little stat that I got from the Score app. If you guys are watching this or probably already seeing this, this is the little stat I want to tell you. I just got at 6:53.
Oh, okay.
It is 7:43. I got this at 6:53, so a little less than an hour ago. The Score says the Chargers land Jim Harbaugh.
What?
Coach for the Michigan.
What'd they pay him?
It doesn't say, but I will say what it says on the headline. Michigan coach reportedly leaving program to take top job at Los Angeles. Guys, if we can see Jim
no
Harbaugh to Los
way,
Angeles Chargers
bro.
and coaching a team like that, Herbert, Bro, if you could take that team, this team is gonna. Oh my! This team is already good. They really are.
He left Michigan.
Yeah, I didn't even think that was gonna happen.
Just won a national championship and bailed.
I think this dude obviously wants to take the next step because of his brother, right? I think.
I mean, his brother. That's the coach of the Ravens. They're twin brothers.
Yeah, so I don't blame him, bro. If my brother. If you were an NFL coach and I'm from college, you best believe if after I won a championship, I'm going to the national level and making sure I can try to beat you.
Now I really feel like the Ravens are going to win it all.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, nah, bro, I got something to tell you.
Yeah, this is going to be
something to tell you.
So that was a little side part I want to put in this pod. Crazy. Leave the comments down below of what you guys think about that, because that's gnarly news.
That is crazy. You know they already played each other in a Super Bowl before in the NFL?
I didn't know that, actually.
49ers and Ravens.
Oh, so he already coached there.
He already coached the 49ers.
So he went from the NFL to the college.
I can't remember if it was...
There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah. No. It was the Super Bowl because they were playing at Levi Stadium in San Francisco, I think. Yes. And like in the middle of the second quarter, all the lights went out.
Oh, I heard about this game.
Do you remember that game?
Yes.
Yeah, all the lights went out in the stadium. Crazy as fuck.
Backup generators and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
all that shit, bro. It took him forever to get that motherfucker back
I remember that.
Like, absolutely forever.
That's funny. That's funny.
John, is there anything else you were wanting to touch on? I'm trying to throw this together real quick.
My boy's cooking this up. Again, we're nearing the end of this pod. We love doing this with you guys. We only got, after this one more to go. If we decide to do an all-star pod for you guys, obviously we'll throw it up on YouTube, let you guys know on Instagram. Please be sure to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, our personal Instagrams. I'll put it in the link below in our description below. But again, be sure to drop a like. It also helps the algorithm. Did you cook it up, brother?
I got it, bro. I got it. So if you just take everything that I said today, I know I said Detroit money line, but the juice is better on Kansas City plus 3.5. So if you're wanting to tail every single bet and we would parlay it all together, let's fucking do it real quick. Kansas City Chiefs plus 3.5, over 44.5. Lions, I can only get them at plus 10.5, but that's okay.
I like that.
Because if they lose by 10, guess what? It's not a void leg. Keep them at there. Lions plus 10.5, over 50.5. That's got you at plus 822, y'all. I'll throw one unit on it. I'll throw one unit on it right now.
Yeah, that's high.
We locked in.
That's crazy.
We locked in.
That's crazy.
So that's all I've got.
All right. I don't have anything else for you guys, but if that was about it, I want to wish you guys a fucking awesome championship weekend and amazing football. Woo! We are finally here. We're going to see who the real top dogs are and who's making the Super Bowl, who deserves it, and who else is going to be here in a week or two to talk to you about it.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Best believe there'll be a
here. Hell yeah.
30-minute fucking ride.
Yes, sir. So with all that being said, as always, we're going to give you guys the most nitty-gritty stats from your boy Nicky G. I'm going to give you the most enthusiastic picks from my heart and my mind. But with all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in on our last leg, and we will actually we're signing off. You got Jonny G, my homie boy.
Oh, Nicky G. Hey, y'all have a good one. Good luck this weekend. Bet responsibly or don't. Fuck it. See ya.
Peace.